gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In a world full of idiots, two men stand out among the rest. Those men are part of a special division known as the Special Dummies Unit. These are their stories. Man, we are running late today, but guess what? The internet is actually sort of working. I'm going to pretend like it's working at least. If we glitch out, sorry. I actually used one I tried to use again last week to start this one, so hopefully everybody picks it up. But either way it goes, let's bring on these extra people here. We got this guy.
What's up, everybody?
Always got to throw the retarded peace sign thingy. Hey, I'm Fred. Me. And then here comes this weirdo. He's doing the same thing.
That was my thing. I started that.
Oh yeah.
No, I started it. I started it.
No.
Is there any kind of delay this week, or everything sound all right?
It seemed all right to me.
Okay, yeah, you're responding quickly, so that means everything's all right for right now.
Yay!
For right now.
Let's take over the world.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't even get to upload my prep stuff, with my little video clips and whatnot like I normally do. So yeah, it's gonna be a weird one.
What's up, Mark? Yeah.
Hall of Famer Fred. Yeah, I think I'm watching the wrong copy of Shrek.
Honestly, if me and David did a fusion dance, you'd probably end up with Shrek. To be perfectly, I think that would pretty much get you there.
But, huh? What in the hell?
You know what a fusion dance is? I just remembered something. 2 seconds.
Got wrestling going on in the background there. Yeah, Ricochet and Cobb. That's pretty neat. Dollar General parking lot champion. What the hell?
Okay. We are set. I have a friend. I brought a friend. And that friend.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah.
I keep promising people that I'm not a belt mark, but then
then you do that. Yeah. Hey, but I did flippy move, so it's cool. It's cool. And I haven't downloaded my computer, so I can't play it like I do a certain video that I really like, which I don't have on standby like I normally do. But yeah, I will still.
I can't watch.
Oh, but there it is. There it is.
What's up, Cedric?
There it is.
That was funny what you said, Cedric.
What is it? Huh? He said, "What's up, Fred?" What is funny about that?
Yeah, he's everybody's uncle.
I'm so. Oh! I didn't see.
He called you Uncle David.
He has issues. I'm just happy that we're actually getting. It's actually working, sorta. I'm very happy about that.
I think we are down to do our greatest episode ever. Is what we're about to do.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so no pressure.
So especially. I'm so expecting that. So, but so what you got? Tell the people what you got in the background today.
All right, so this is PWG's Battle of Los Angeles 2016, I believe, first round. So that's what's playing behind me right now. It's Ricochet and Jeff Cobb, I believe.
Your sound is off from your video. That's weird. Hold on. Try it now.
Can you hear me? Am I
okay?
Saying,
yeah, your sound and your video was it's like we'd hear you, and then your mouth was moving like a half a second afterwards, and It's like if you on a video, if you're watching something and the sound is just a hair off, it's just enough to irritate the piss out of you. So
I was
it
actually
was
trying
irritating
out.
the piss out of me.
I was trying out ventriloquism, but it wasn't working out so well.
Hey, I've done jumps on people, Sam. Uh, I get the joking manner of the standing catch on everything, but yeah, I've done similar stuff. We had a cage match, and I was actually able to hold on to the cage so I could keep my balance. I did like a whisper in the wind thing onto like 5 people. That's the only way that I was willing to do it was in order for a bunch of people to catch me at one time because my old ass wasn't going that high up without a safety net.
I mean, you did foot dive on me last night, like you were not last night, Saturday, like you were Doctor Doom.
All I did was sit on the top rope and let the rope do the work. So
No, I was
it just
talking
went,
about
"Woo."
when I was on the outside of the ring and you did like a school or did the it's not schoolboy.
Want to
Dear God,
drop
what do you
kick?
call? Yeah, you drop kicked me, but you like went through the ropes all the way. That was neat.
Yeah. But that is great. That is great.
I'm just
Say it,
waiting,
Fred.
KT. I'm just waiting on you to come up with some new material. That's boring to me.
Oh,
But it's not to everybody else. Fred versus Tier.
you up for that, Fred?
Oh Lord have
Jay,
mercy.
you got issues.
That's not a
Hey,
no.
hey, hold up here. Now look here, Double J. It's not my fault that I sat on your face. Uh like Bruce
What's
did
up,
years
Ray?
ago. Bruce did that years ago. Uh so but I'm
I
gonna
think I,
continue to say stuff about that.
I was about to say. I think you bring that up every time you see him now.
I try to. Uh but
Like when you
yeah.
see Mike Anthony, you're like, "Hey, remember when you knocked me out?"
No, I'm like, you remember that match we had? I
Yeah.
don't.
Brian.
I know Ray remembers it because he chopped me in the right square in the back, and I think I woke up for a split second, and that was about it. So yeah, that was the only thing I actually vaguely remember from that match. I don't remember none of it because it was just that power. It was a power, like 10 punch thing, and he power bombed me out of it. We'd done it a few times, so it wasn't that big a deal. But for some reason, I bopped my head, and I was out the whole match.
Dude, I've been rocked on power bombs before. Sometimes you just, I don't know. Sometimes you just snap. Sometimes you forget how to bump, even though you've been doing it for like 4 years, and then you just
Well,
snap your head against the mat.
that's the thing. That's the thing, though, too, is if you watch the match back, it doesn't even look like I even touched my head, and that's what was weird about it. You know. Oh yeah, and Ray said, "I'm welcome. You're welcome." When you have long legs like that, I know we beers flip too.
Yeah, David's gonna have to start doing the Bianca Belair thing where he has to hold his beard through the match because he keeps getting it caught, like when he goes
Yeah,
to tie up with people.
we did a tag match a couple weeks back where I did a basic headlock takeover. Nothing spectacular whatsoever, but I felt it catch. And that was the only time I really remember, catching it like that. I'm like, ow, during the match. After the match, we're in the ring doing our thing. All that. I look down and there's a massive ball of hair, like palm size. I'm just like, good Lord, did that how do I not have a bald spot in my beard,
It's up to you too, Caden.
What?
I'm messing with Gary. All about it.
Beard versus hair rematch. With who?
Me.
You ain't got no damn hair. What the crap was that? Let's see. Yeah, Ray is very true on this. Wait till you hit your head on the concrete from the ladder. Yeah, I remember that day. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Was it the ladder or was it the top of the little entrance thing? He went. Yeah, we had a ladder across there and it slid.
I was there
And-
for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that scared the crap out of me.
I wasn't in the match, but I was in the back on that.
Yeah.
I saw somebody ask again. I think my sound was going out when I said it. This is PWG's Battle of Los Angeles 2016 behind me. It's Ricochet and Jeff Cobb at the moment.
We heard you clearly on that. They just probably missed it. So
Oh, well. I want everybody to be as informed as soon as possible.
That's funny, Jay.
Oh no, I can get down with this right here.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it eventually.
Double J, I think you hit your head too many times.
So, did you see the little video that I posted a while ago?
The one you
ramblings about positivity.
No,
and negativity?
I get off at 7. I came home. They revealed some stuff about the new Mortal Kombat game. I watched that and ate dinner, and then I got on here. So
I posted the reel on Facebook of me doing the little springing corkscrew thingy, and this guy commented on it, like no mutual friends, no. And he's like, it said he was out of Colorado or something, but reels are public, so anybody.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
And somebody commented on there, another no talent worker trying to quote unquote live his dream. Like I know I ain't been doing this super long. I've been doing this 8 years now. And I literally have done something like that maybe 3 times in my entire career, but all of a sudden I'm untalented because I did a flippy move.
Yeah, that's
really, dude.
I mean, even if you've done that move 8 million times, he had zero context for anything. He didn't know who you were. So
it's just like I said,
yeah,
it's somebody's just trying to troll, trying to be negative for the sake of being negative. And like I said, I could have, argued with him or like threw out my credentials or whatever that I've done, all like that. But man, I was just like, man, ain't he? I deleted it and blocked him. I was like, there's no point in even worrying about this dude. It's nobody that I know even knows this guy. So it's like, who cares,
That's why, like, I know that some people like don't try their best not to block people and stuff like that, but it's like, yeah, there's no reason to make yourself unhappy. Just if somebody's just bringing intense negativity for no reason, block them. You'll feel
that's
better.
What there are some people that I have not unfriended, but I have unfollowed.
Yeah,
because of the constant negativity that they have, that they post and whatnot, or whatnot. But it's very seldom that I actually block somebody until they get to a certain point.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I think you just saw that too. Yeah. There's only room for one bald guy with a beard around here, Jack Parker Jr., and that's not David. You have hair.
Oh shit! I knew he gonna. He wrestled me not too long ago, so we know he has low standards.
I'm actually, I'm down, Jack. We find ourselves in the same place. I'm sure you know the people, and I know the people. Let's make it happen, my man.
Okay, Sean. Yeah, my career, no. Okay, I just use that as a term. I don't actually consider it a career. That's just how I termed it in that little statement. So,
yeah. Speaking of which, you knew what I meant when I asked you how many world titles you had won. You were like, "I've not been around the world." I'm like, you knew what I meant.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves is when a company calls their main title the World Heavyweight Championship and like that. No, and daggum well, it ain't never left that little bitty old town. A lot of places do it.
Oh, you know what? This doesn't say world on it.
No, it does not.
It does not. Yeah, it's got a picture of the world though. So
you're gonna show it off again?
No, you know what? It doesn't have a nameplate, so I'm just gonna write my name in crayon on it.
All I see is the computer screen. So yeah, he.
Oh, hey.
Your work. Again, low standards. Oh, so I'm
I
glad
appreciate that.
my internet is working better now. So this is good. The only thing is weird is the comments pop up over here on the side, and none of the pictures are popping up. It's all like this little broken thing. It's really weird.
Wait,
So
do it
I don't
again
know if
because
it's
I thought I saw it. Yeah, pop somebody's Yeah, I see
well
it
when
just
you
fine.
do that. See,
Oh, okay.
is it showing the profile picture to the side there?
Yeah,
See, it's not on mine. So maybe it's just my.
maybe everybody else is seeing it.
Yeah, I like this right here. Call it a regional title or a promotional title.
Yeah, I'm actually totally or you just
Yeah, I
heavyweight
agree with
title,
that.
Because I mean, if we, oh man, I don't want to. I was just about to say if we want to be really rigid about weight classes, but who would do that anyway?
Yeah, this is why my internet. I'm almost out of the AOL 100 free hours disc. So
Jeez.
All right, so some of y'all in the comments, you like Sean, I seen you did like this little arrow thing on our comments on the way we have it here. I've got comments coming in from my personal page, a couple of different YouTube channels, Twitch channel, and multiple Facebook pages. So I'm not exactly sure where that lines up in.
And
So,
X videos, RedTube, we get
Yeah.
comments from those too.
No, I have those comments are blocked because eh, yeah. Oh yeah, and I had to pull out the Iron Sheik shirt.
Sean,
I hated to hear he passed, but he was older, so
I forgot all about it. He had that shirt. That's the first time I've seen that shirt.
So
That's because I'm awesome.
Hey,
how many camel clutches are we seeing this weekend?
I'm doing one.
Hey,
I actually kicked around the idea before. I was like, dude, there's gonna be like 800 camel clutches this weekend.
Well, no, I mean the same thing. Like when Brody Lee passed, how many
Discus clotheslines.
Discus clotheslines did you see? And I'm okay with that personally. I don't have a problem with that. You're paying tribute,
that's fine. I'm totally okay with it myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sam pointed out there, 81 making it to 81 is pretty good for a professional wrestler because your life expectancy is in like the high 50s. Honestly, a lot of times,
right?
Especially from that era.
I think it'll work. Cedric.
Yeah. What?
No, I'm talking about Cedric grandma want to holler at cornbread.
And cornbread.
It's
And
fucking
cornbread.
long.
Is she still married? Because if she is, Fred's going after her.
No, don't even put
Fred
that
likes
in
them
here.
older married women.
I quit.
I
quit.
No, you don't. You're gonna sit right there and do what you're doing. You know this.
I want one of those. You see a Sheik with those big things. They look like rolling pins, but they're like weights, and he'd walk around with those things. I want to get some of those, but then only be able to do like one before my arm just gets stuck behind me and I fall backwards.
Right.
Oh, my bad, Cedric. Your
It's his mother-in-law. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
All you're gonna hear he say morning, morning, morning.
Persian clubs. Persian clubs. Thank you, Nick.
What?
They're called
Oh,
Persian
the
clubs.
clubs.
Yeah.
Okay, I did. He said Persian. Yeah, Nick popped up Persian.
Who wants to go to some Persian clubs,
I'm
baby?
I'm like,
They're wild.
Hold on, and we got to bust this out. Is that good?
I don't know.
Dance good.
I'm too white to be able to quantify music.
I'm gonna steal David's. I'm stealing David's shirt after this show.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ha I was playing with the little stuff I can record myself on my little mixing board thing.
That sound like McDonald's thing.
I knew he was going to relate it to some kind of fast food, so I knew that was going to happen. So that Lois.
Now,
what you need to do if you're going to say that, you got to do it in Brian's voice.
How did he say that? That was weird. I gotta.
Now, Garion.
Now,
You know.
Garion. Now listen here, Garion. You're not gonna take no shit from them, all right? That's what you want to do. Just hold them down.
Oh, Jesus. I absolutely love that. Oh, that is
My
one of my
impression
favorite.
pops nobody harder than David.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That is the greatest thing.
Yeah, we got some show. Let's push some shows. Let's push the fist into the tight hole.
Go ahead, Gary.
Vino's. We got Vino's this year on the 24th. Let's see. I'm trying to.
Matthew, yeah.
So I know what I'm doing, but I wanted to do a quick rundown of the card.
Yeah,
because I will here briefly. Okay, so
where's your preparation?
I use it for the hemorrhoids preparation. H joke. That was what that was. Good job, Garion. Oh, I know where to look. I am a smart boy. Am I still? I guess I am still. All right, so I will be wrestling Phil Noir, who is making his Arkansas debut. So I'm really excited about that. We've got the Warwolf, Bruce McGowan. He will be taking on the Viking Wizard Herzog. A lot of big character matches at this show. There's a great mix of character matches and then guys who could just go. It's going to be a great mix of things. And speaking of guys who can just go, in sort of a cruiserweight type bout, we've got Drayshawn Prince taking on Logan Maverick, who has fixed his promo picture, sadly. We've got K Toomer will be taking on Smokin' Eric Bronson. I am not as familiar with him, but
I met him over at DCW.
Oh, okay.
He's cool.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see him and what his dealio is. In the tag team match of the evening, we will have FGA, the fully gifted athletes, Grayson Beckett and William Blackwell will be taking on Hell Patrol. See if Hell Patrol can keep up their winning ways. And the main event for the TAC Championship, no, Will, I won't say what that stands for. I already did it once. Our good friend who's doing big things, we'll talk about that here in a moment.
Yeah.
Buck Skinner will be defending that championship against Alexander Gold. You talk about work rate. That is going to be a hell of a match.
Work rate and clash of styles.
Yes.
You got the not so typical big man. I say not so typical because Buck can do things big guys typically don't do against one of the hardest working wrestlers in the state of Arkansas. That dude can just straight up go.
And what we were referencing in terms of Buck making big moves, there's a lot of folks that we know are making big moves. We talked about how our friend K Toomer is going to be in Battle Slam, but Buck is getting a showcase match at the LA Dojo against Fred Rosser, who folks may remember as being an original member of the Nexus. I'm trying to remember what he went by in the
Darren Young.
Darren Young, yeah. One of the he was in the Primetime Players. I'm pretty sure he's still busting out that old crossface chicken wing as a gift from Bob Backlund. So
going back to the Vino's thing here, I want to put this over here. The host of Crashcast is in the band that's playing after the show.
Yep, I meant to bring that up. The name of the band, I was just looking at it. Shinfo?
Something like that.
I apologize. I will pull it up and be professional.
No, that's what I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but yeah.
Shinfo. Yeah, it is Shinfo. I thought I was just making
it's info about their shins. Shinfo. Anyway.
It's
you were talking about like with Buck getting that's a huge opportunity, and then like KT doing Battle Slam, getting them. He's in a
Fatal
four-way,
Yep.
a four-way eliminator type match, and I can't remember who all else was in it because to me he's the only one that's important to us.
It seemed like, just from what I was looking at, just briefly peeking at everybody, it kind of seemed like everybody's kind of in that match is kind of at the same point in their career that
It's kind of a
Toomer
showcase
is.
thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of up and comers, people that we're
It's
probably
good
going to be seeing more
opportunity.
of. Yeah. So,
And
dude,
then
I'm excited
and
for
then
the
July 1st, Battle of the Catalina Wine Mix-Up Part 3. Part 3.
Yep. I don't know if when we get closer, if we're going to announce a few matches here and there, but I will. I can't.
Triple threat. Mike Anthony,
That's
Dre
right.
Sean Prince, and Denzel Rollins. I almost forgot his last name. That's going to be a hell of a triple threat right there. Them boys are going to blow the roof off.
And then
we might end up having to be outside though, but
I believe the tag match has been announced, right? With FGA. Has that officially been announced as well?
I don't think anything that.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that or not. But
you know,
I can say
FGA is going to
I'll
be there.
I will be there. Draven will be there, and Fred. More importantly than everybody else, the real draw of the show.
The real draw, the real man.
I'm just saying, more people wanted pictures with him than Gangrel at the last show. That's all I'm saying.
Right here. The announced matchup.
Oh, when's that? You still got like a week on that, Toomer? But I made a promo for it. You made a promo for it. We're gonna film Fred when he least expects it. Actually, I'm gonna wait for him to go into the bathroom. I'm gonna kick the door in and make him film a promo for me. That's gonna happen, Fred. Sorry. We're gonna upload it to X videos.
Back to that,
sorry.
really. Oh Lord, have mercy.
We're back in form tonight. You know what I did one night when I was working my security job? I have a randomizer on my phone. 12 days. That's the amount of time I have left to live. I have a randomizer on my phone, and I use it for. I like to. I don't know why, but I like having it. And so what I did was I just injected. I have like 500 wrestlers on this. So if I ever just want to randomize a wrestler, I can do it now. And I think what we should do when we run training next is we'll have makeshift matches, and then I'm going to randomize a wrestler, and they have to wrestle as that wrestler. Like, so for instance, like if we did it right now, it would be Taka Michinoku versus Corey Graves, and they would have to do that match.
Oh my Lord. Good God.
We did that before. It was ages ago at ASWF, but we actually did that before where we just shout out wrestlers, and the whoever was in the ring had to just start wrestling like that wrestler.
I don't remember that.
It was, of course, when I tell you who it was, it won't surprise you. It was Cody and Will. And then we were just
that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. One of my favorite things of all time. We did one of the birthday shows. We did that battle royal, and Cody got eliminated, came back as Cactus Jack, and then got eliminated again, and him and Jake came out in me and Tab's mask.
I remember that.
We're totally the Manai. I think it was Cody and Jake. But man, I laughed so hard just thinking about that. We had some good times there. We had some good times there. We're creating some good times now too. Man, I'll be honest with you. I'm having a blast with what we got going on up there. I think we're building. The show is growing. The guy, everybody there is growing, not just as a wrestler, but as a person too. We got a lot of really young, very talented individuals. With a few more experienced guys and all. And I think we've got a good blend, and it's really working out pretty well. I'm having a good time with it. So,
man, and I love it when we get a kayfabe dump. How was it?
That makes me think of some old school Uncle Filthy.
I was just
promos.
thinking about that.
Some good beans.
Damn good beans.
Oh Lord, if you've never watched Uncle Filthy, go find him on YouTube. Look up some of like the old LSD promos and stuff. There's one like Filthy is sitting on the toilet eating some beans. You got Cody Only and Idle Bane standing there talking. Idle's like messing with the little TV that's in the sink or something, and Deadly Dale's taking a shower and like pulls the curtain back with nothing but a towel over his junk. Oh my God, I laughed so hard. It is not PG friendly, so make sure the kids are in bed when you watch them.
I think anything associated with Uncle Filthy, that's probably a safe assumption that it's not going to
Right, right. I love that big son of a gun. I really wish could see him back into the ring somewhere, but it happens. We all have to step away from time to time. I've seen Deadly Dale been back in the ring here recently.
be. Yes.
Dude, the video of I guess they kept it a secret from his daughter that he was going back to wrestling. That video of her seeing him come out and just the way she broke, dude, that right there is that emotion, man. Is just it just makes me smile. That's real emotion. I absolutely loved it, dude. Like it choked me up just thinking about it. It's good shit, man. That's good.
That's another guy to be selfish here for a moment. That's another guy that I would like to find myself across the ring from at some point, should the opportunity arise.
Yeah, I need an actual one-on-one with him. The only one-on-one we actually ever worked was a barbed wire mayhem match. Right after Sleazy made his debut, and he was part of that. He took a body slam on a barbed wire chair. But the part that got me the most, we did this one. We had barbed wire run from the bottom rope over to the guardrail a couple times, and Dale come run at me. I did backdrop, and he landed right on that shit. Man, I'm talking. They were over there with pliers, having to pull that out of him. Oh man.
I was behind the building with you guys, helping you put some of that stuff together, and I remember him looking at you and going, "I don't know, David. I think we're gonna get scratched a little."
Well, and that was the thing. I've cut back on matches like that because I got a lot of cool tattoos on my back, and my tattoo guy was like, "If you cut these up, you're not getting any good deals anymore." So I've cut back on a lot of my hardcore stuff like that, but I do have to have that one-on-one with Deadly Dale. But there's one person that needs to step up to my challenge. Austin Lane, I'm waiting on you, boy. I'm waiting. So
there you go.
I got that out of the way now. I have to do that at least once a show.
That was Draven speaking there for just a moment, everybody. Looks like we got Phoenix versus Will Ospreay. Anyway, Fred for life. Oh, that's what's it's Will Ospreay and Phoenix now.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna see some flippy stuff. This Ospreay's a lot smaller at the time.
Right. Yeah, he's bulked up a lot here
recently.
Jake wants Fred to do the Draven laugh.
Yeah, let's hear it, Fred.
Come on, Fred. You gotta do it. You gotta try.
Maybe you need to tickle him.
Look. You start from your soul and it's like that was creepier than anything I could ever do.
That was like Crypt Keeper.
He said you need to do your version of my laugh.
You know, when I watched that promo back, I realized I was just doing basically Paul Bearer's voice through that whole thing. Undertaker! Like when, remember when Undertaker killed him with concrete, and just as it was getting up to his neck, and Undertaker was like, "I'm sorry, Paul," and he hit the switch, and Paul Bearer goes, "Undertaker, no!" And it's just,
And then came back to life like a month or so later.
Came back to life so Edge could kill him in a freezer. Like he died like 10 times on television somehow.
Right. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna
And then CM Punk poured out his ashes all over himself. There you go.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of CM Punk, what is your opinion on him
Barton
coming back next
So-
Saturday?
This is such a weird thing because like almost everything we've got about CM Punk and his current situation is like stuff that you have to get from like for lack of a better term, the dirt sheet guys, like your Brian Alvarez's and your Dave Meltzer's and all that, as you know, as to how the locker room deals with him. I mean, we got the stuff that happened at the press conference, which that and there's a little part of me that's like, he came back and he's wrestling again. So you know what? I'm just gonna try to appreciate the wrestling and not pay try my best not to pay a whole lot of attention to the other stuff.
That 6-man gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Well, I don't know, just because like the what the hell's going on there?
Sorry.
The 6-man titles haven't been the most important titles around. I would dig
go along with the 20 other belts they have.
And that's very much the issue, is that there's just too many belts.
Yeah.
Like I think a company should have either tag belts or 6-man tag belts, is one or the other, because that's what I think. Lucha Underground only had 6-man tag belts, right? They didn't have duos; they had just
correct. Yeah.
But
Later,
holy hell, that was a hell of a spot. I don't know. That being said, I think there's some entertainment to be had if we do House of Black versus CM Punk and FCR. We'll just have to see.
I think with all the extra belts and stuff like that, if they made them specific to certain shows, I think it would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because you got them spread out a little bit more, so they're not like you don't have like 8 title matches in a row,
And that seems to be where everything's heading as far as AEW is concerned, is that there's going to be some sort of roster split, which is fine. They've got a gigantic roster and a lot of talented people that don't get just enough airtime. So, well, that'll be good. That'll be good, because I think that's been a weakness of AEW, is there's so many people, and there are times where, like I watched a bit from the show last night, the promo face-off between MJF and
Adam Cole.
And it was a really good back and forth, and it got like 10 minutes worth of time. And I just thought about how rare it is that a promo segment outside of MJF gets that much time in AEW. Now, granted, not everybody needs 10 minutes on the mic. In fact, for a lot of people, that'd be a horrible idea. But that, I think, is something that could be used a little bit. It's almost weird to say that AEW has too much wrestling, but the way that I would put it is that AEW doesn't have enough time to build stories outside of directly the story building that happens inside of a match. Because there is and WWE's been very good at this for a very long time. There is a benefit to building stories with backstage promos, with in-ring mic time, with whatever kind of segments you want to throw out there.
Yeah.
Or just stuff that happens that's like a fight, but that it isn't like a match necessarily.
Yeah.
More time for some of that stuff, I think, would help them build characters, which is something they need help with.
Did you see the MJF promo was actually, he ripped off an Adam Cole promo from NXT?
Yeah, he pointed that out though. He said "sound
Yeah.
familiar" right after he said it. So
Yeah, it
he
was
meant
one that
to.
Adam Cole cut
Yeah.
on Cross.
Karrion Cross.
I agree with this.
Yeah, that him showing up to make an announcement. Even I wouldn't do that. I would have like Tony Schiavone
he's
make
just
your announcements or
so
something.
dry.
It's
I've got a huge announcement, but wait
like
till next week for the next huge announcement. Oh, and then the week after that, we've got another huge announcement. It's going to shake the core.
from everything I've heard about the guy in terms of like how he behaves like outside of the cameras is like he's a super nice guy and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no camera charisma for that dude.
There's no doubt that the guy loves wrestling. He's passionate about it and stuff like that. But he is definitely a super fan and does not need to be reading off them cue cards.
And in case you're watching this, Tony, I was just kidding, and I'll come and work for your company. Please pay me money.
I wasn't kidding. I mean,
What's up, Tyler?
you know, I'm old. I don't care.
Hey,
Oh Lord.
hey, that who else was old when he hired him?
A lot of
I
guys that
blanked.
are managers.
Not just that, but oh my god, I blanked. Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston was
Yeah, but he's
up
got
in years.
talent.
Oh, you got talent. You did a flippy thing.
I did a flippy thing. A flippy thing. Okay. Oh Lord have mercy.
But
So
it's gonna be interesting just to see how the roster, adjusts to it, because you're gonna have AEW on Wednesday, Rampage on Friday, and then you're gonna have that show on Saturday. It's gonna be interesting.
Well, supposedly what's about to happen is that they're killing off Dark and Elevation, and Rampage is going to be kind of the show for like the other talent. So I randomized 2 wrestlers again, so we were going to have Sabu versus Finlay, which actually might not be a bad match. I'd watch that. And
so I was somewhat of a fan of Sabu, but man, that dude, he has you could like spend days on how many times he's screwed up.
So have you ever heard the thing that a lot of his botches were intentional?
Oh, really?
I don't know what the
I'd say that too.
I was gonna say I have no idea what the validity of that is.
You know that big boot that went clear over your head? Yeah, I missed you on purpose. So
or that really bad axe handle I gave you last Saturday, but no one could tell because they got really good camera angles on it, so it looks fine. Like it completely missed your head. It like touched your shoulder, maybe.
Why do you think I ain't go down?
That's what she said. Anyway. And this next one was Moose versus Petey Williams. That match, I think, has happened. So, sorry.
Moose versus Petey Williams. Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I'd watch it.
That's me and you.
That's it. Moose has gotten to the point, man, where it's like, I feel like he could work just about anybody in any style. Like he's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with it. I like that they initially when they first signed him, they wanted to push him to the moon, and he was like, "No," he goes, "I want to earn my way to that spot." No, I got all the respect in the world for that. I really do.
And I mean, also too, though, I think there is people mindful of like that messes folks up sometimes, like just getting to that level immediately. Like I think that like you look at like Sheamus's career when he got to because he was on ECW first, but then when he got to Raw, I think within months he had the WWE championship.
Yeah.
And you look back at it now, and like that honestly looked like kind of a false start for him. And you don't really see him get to that level again until he beats Bryan Danielson in that what was it, 11-second match or what have you?
18 seconds.
18 seconds. New Jack versus Gilbert. I feel like that might have happened. Honestly, maybe that happened in Smoky Mountain when Gilbert was like Dwayne Gill. All right, this one was Harley Race versus Taji Ishimori. So that's
Say
weird.
Harley Race.
Yeah.
Versus,
That's like two completely different styles and eras of. It wouldn't even work really. Although I think it Harley Race is good enough. He'd adjust it.
Tyler just throwing out stuff now. New Jack versus Abdullah. That's
And,
who can not lose the most blood match. Good God.
Whose forehead looks more like a scrotum.
And the winner has to go against Moxley.
Speaking of which,
That's-
Fred, you show off your Mox shirt. There you go. He's a bloody. Okay, what we got now? We got
Hey,
Zack
I
Sabre
would-
Jr.
Hey,
versus Tommy
that
End.
will be interesting.
think about if Fred was in charge. So
God.
what the hell? San Martino versus Morello. Oh, now this one.
Ooh.
Walter, Stan Hansen, and Haku. Holy crap. That would just be good God.
I did manage to go back. Speaking of good old Gunther, I went back and caught him and Kevin Owens from this past Monday. That was.
I watched it yet.
I would say
really
go out of your
good.
way. Yeah, go out of your way to watch that for sure because it was.
They say it was a pay-per-view quality match that just happened.
Yeah. Yeah, they could definitely build and come back to that one anytime. It's impressive because like Owens has got the shirt and he's got a singlet underneath that, and Gunther's just chopping through that. Like his chops sound just as if he weren't wearing his shirt. But that man like just ignored all of your crap. It just sounds like a regular chop. It's insane. All right, and then this next one was Scott Hall versus Luther Reigns. If anybody remembers who Luther Reigns was,
Where are you getting that from?
I have a
Your randomizer.
yeah,
thing?
my randomizer that has like 600 wrestlers on it. Actually, it's 517 because now
I was like, where is that comment at? I don't see it. I see.
I'm just pulling up random people.
I am pulling this one out.
So that brings up an interesting thing. I don't know. When I saw this comment and people reacted to it, to me it was just a comment made to get a reaction and not necessarily anything to dwell on. But I thought it'd be at least an interesting thing to bring up here. So the president of the NWA, Billy Corgan, smashing pumpkins as he used to, made some comments last week about like if you don't like watching what's the name of the NWA champion? Funkasaurus.
Tyrus.
Tyrus. If you don't like Tyrus, then you're not a fan of professional wrestling. Which that to me was like it was very much like a kind of a trolly, like
just trying to get reactions out of him.
Because it was like I know quite a few people who love professional wrestling that can't stand watching Tyrus.
I haven't watched anything of him since like a few things he did in Impact, but after after WWE and after he left Impact, I really never did watch a whole lot of him. I haven't watched any of the NWA stuff here recently at all, so I really couldn't tell you anything about it.
I don't want to be just. We're trying to be positive here, but honestly, it's just not
your cup of tea.
Not exciting. Yeah, no. He would very much not look out of place as like a monster. Like remember how Hulk Hogan, he just wrestle a new big guy every few months.
Yeah.
He reminds me of one of those. Like he got the same level, I would say, as a King Kong Bundy. Which Bundy had presence, but like to be completely objective, his matches weren't very exciting. If you go back and watch Bundy, like Bundy probably peaked in that cage match with Hogan. Because like a lot of his stuff just you're a typical
for a big guy at the time. Yeah. He could move pretty good,
But there wasn't so many. Like if you're a big dude nowadays, honestly, people expect you to be able to do athletic things. Like if you showed up and you were like Mark Henry sized, and then you wrestled exactly like King Kong Bundy did in the early 80s, people would think you're boring. And that's kind of that brings us
That's
back
kind
to
of what,
Tyrus.
yeah. No, and I
Eh,
get that. Like some people enjoy that old school style, and some people don't.
yeah.
And that's one thing. Like I like that. With like WWE Impact. With Impact, don't get a whole lot of love, but good God, they put on some killer matches. I ain't gonna lie.
No,
But
Impact's
then you
great.
and then you have AEW, and then you have NWA. You've got MLW. You've got New Japan. You've got all your lucha stuff and whatnot. There is a wide variety of types of wrestling that you can find any day of the week, and it's amazing time with that. Especially with the internet and whatnot. Uh, yeah, I try to say almost every big guy can moonsault now. Not this guy. I missed him. Uh,
No, but that's not a necessarily out of pocket statement. There are more expectations of big guy wrestlers now
yeah.
than there used to be. If you don't like it, change the channel. And that's
Nah,
there's lots of other wrestling you can watch.
yeah,
Uh,
Jake. No, Lucha Underground. They cut that off a while back. They were basically just hemorrhaging money
yeah.
and not making much back. So, yeah, I wish it was. I loved Lucha Underground. I got a kick out of. Like, I'm a big character guy. I like character, and that was the premise of their entire show was character stuff. Like Paul London and the Rabbit Tribe. A bunch of psychopathic weirdos. I love that stuff, man.
And now the match is R-Truth versus Arn Anderson. So
I think that could work though. R-Truth, I think, could do anything.
no, agreed.
And I agree with Cedric here. He's talking about the gift of the gods title was big. I liked that belt. And I thought with the little medallions that went in different spots, I thought that was a really cool idea. It was kind of like their Money in the Bank style.
Yeah, I was about to say it was an evolution of that concept and like the option C thing in
Yeah.
Impact, where you could use the what's their mid card title called? I forgot. X Division title. Cash that in for a title match.
I agree right here. R-Truth is immortal. Yes, he is. He really is. Hammerstone versus Stunt. I mean, people would pay money to see that.
That's a guy.
No matter what people think about Marco made a name for himself, and the little dude can move like son of a gun.
Where's he been? I haven't seen a lot of
don't
him lately.
know. I don't know. Last I saw was CCW up in Missouri. So I'm not really sure. I haven't seen a whole lot of him. I don't know. Making more money than me doing this stuff, I tell you that.
Fred, what's your favorite kind of worm?
What?
I asked Fred what his favorite kind of worm was.
What the?
It's
I like a nice Canadian crawler. There's a lot more worm you put on the hook when you cast it out.
So there you go, Fred. That was a good
And
answer.
that's what in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be doing a lot of that because like we'll be back on here next week, but the week after there will not be a show that week because me and the wife will be camping that entire week. Out
Nonsense! I'll run the show.
we'll be off of the Buffalo River camping most majority of that week. So okay, so Chris said Mongolian death worm, and Tyler had the best answer, gummy.
Yeah, everybody in the comments, list your favorite worm.
What the crap? Well, let me pull this up here. So we're gonna do a little
Gummy bears are good too.
where is it?
That's not a worm, Fred. Tell me your favorite worm. Do you like? There we go, ringworm.
I know. Okay, so we're gonna do this right here. Got a little video clip thing for the Out of Control Wrestling Academy.
Oh, cool.
Where we're trying to get this going more. Holy shit, that's loud. Turn that down. But yeah, we're got a little bit of training school going on Saturdays before the show. Out of Control Wrestling Academy. Gonna be a wrestler? Holler at us. I'm not great at doing commercials on the fly. Yeah, we've got a good staff of people to teach, do a lot of different cool stuff, and kick somebody in the face.
I mean, we've already had FGA as guest trainers last week or week before. No, it was last week. Morgan Williams did a class.
Right. Slade Fudge has been helping out a lot with that.
Yep.
Get a good, well-rounded variety of styles to work with, so that way, because like you can be taught a certain way, but that doesn't mean that's going to be the way that's going to work for you. Like, I was trained by Josh Cross. Our styles are nothing alike, So, I kind of blended my own style to a lot of things. Does Tomar's entire team count?
That's a Smiling Friends reference. So yeah, I almost guarantee you haven't seen that show.
Oh, what?
It's Smiling Friends. It's a show on Adult Swim.
I think I've seen commercials for it, and it looks stupid.
You should watch it.
No, I have enough stuff I like to watch. No, I don't even know what that is. But
speaking
of Tyler was asking how it's going so far. I mean, we've got a good group of people we're working with, and all. We've got a few people interested in coming in to learn and whatnot. So, I mean, hopefully we can pick some stuff up and get things going and have some good classes.
I tell you, man, like we've talked a little bit about how I was like contemplating kind of stepping out of wrestling before you scooped me back up and got me into OCW, and like now just these helping with these classes, helping with like having like all these dudes that are like 16 to 19. It blows my mind that everybody's so damn young.
Right. I got kids older than them.
Dude, like I remember watching training last week, and Logan Maverick and Caden Matthews locked up, and just watching them do like a perfect lockup. And I was just thinking about how young they were, and it was just like I was like 29 when I learned how to finally do a proper lockup. Like, right. Makes me so mad that they started so young, and like, but like they got.
I was 34 when I started training.
And so you did have a disadvantage at age, but you do know what you do have, and it's the fact that you're like a head and a half taller than me.
Oh Lord, Tyler said he thought you were in your 20s.
Everybody thinks I'm younger than I am. It's weird. I'm bald.
Yeah, they need glasses. Cedric's 35.
Yeah, I'm 30.
It sounds like me.
30. It took me a sec. I honestly, like, after 30, it's like, why count anymore?
Right.
Like, what does it matter?
What am I now? I'm 40.
I turned 33 this year. My birthday's in September. I'll be turning 33.
I'm 42 myself. Matthew Wade here. I turned 34.
I wouldn't have guessed him for that old.
I did not know you were that old.
I didn't know that.
I'm not a good judge of age anymore. That's why I just leave everybody be. I'm just like, I don't know how old you are.
Exactly.
You're 32. You look 12. Go away.
That's unfortunate. That's a disadvantage. Disadvantage. That's a disadvantage of not being able to pick out ages, because it really does, especially when you're a single gentleman like myself. You're just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna sit here and be bald.
Katie, I'm fat. Ryan, he is one of our newest trainees here, 37. So we're just waiting on in training for him to break a hip. Yes, I can make old jokes at people. Oh, wait, I'm still older. Shit.
All right. So this match is Satoshi Kojima versus Grayson Waller. Who would win that? Kojima, probably. Anyway.
Oh my God. KT said he's just fat. All these squares make a circle.
That's
What?
that's a Dragon Ball Z abridged reference when Mr. Popo takes acid.
Anyway,
The hilarious thing was I didn't make any of that up. That was the actual answer to that question.
y'all gotta know I don't speak that language, okay? I speak English and bad English, okay? I don't speak Dragon Ball nerd. So.
Dragon Ball. You know what? Next week I'm putting a Dragon Ball thing on behind me, and then we're gonna get sued by Toei.
I'm like, hey Gary, move your head to the side. I don't know what this is. Which Goku is that?
This is when Frieza kills Vegeta. Watch it.
When Frieza kills vagina. Okay, I got that.
He does it with his finger.
That was the wrong. I think we downloaded the wrong Dragon Balls. It's spelled DRAGGINBALLZ.
Do yourself
Dragon
a favor
Balls.
and never look up Android 18. And by never, I mean after the podcast, look up Android 18 with safe search off. Anyway,
What's an Android 18?
An Android 18 is a person that people like to draw sans clothing.
Well, I mean, is that a Dragon Ball thing?
Yeah, it's a Dragon Ball character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no clue. Why is it 18? Is it 18 years old, so it's legal to draw it nudie?
No, that's the number Android they are. They were the 18th Android that was made. But they're technically not an... wait, I think they're technically cyborgs because they're humans with robot parts. And that's a cyborg, not an android. An android is a robot made to look like a person, right?
I don't have a freaking clue what the hell he's talking about. You couldn't hear that, could you?
No, I heard it. Did you fart?
No. No, I mean what I just said to Fred. You couldn't hear that, right?
No.
Anyway, I took my headphones off, so you couldn't hear anything at all. So
you want to hear like a sound that you don't want to hear in the middle of the night? Right? Wouldn't that be terrifying? This is good television.
I just realized Gary and his krillin.
You're not the first person to make that observation, my man.
I bet that's the little bald guy, right?
See, even David knows.
No, I just know that there's a little bald guy, and I didn't know what his name was, so I just drew conclusions.
Oh yeah, Tyler, well you're just Android 19. How about that? That's a mime thing. The Android 19 looks like a mime. You'll have to look up a picture. Don't look up a picture of Android 19 with safe search off. That'll be weird. Anyway.
So, Digimon thing.
Now, I don't know anything about Digimon. That's outside of my useless knowledge sphere.
Well, he said IYKYK. If you know, you know. I understand freaking weird language that I never understood.
I thought that was pronounced yik.
Vegeta unaliving Android 19 is my favorite DBZ unaliving. I like the terminology unaliving. That hold on.
He's on Facebook, so if he writes the other word, he might get Zuckerberg might use his space laser to nuke him from space. No, that is a pretty dope scene. It's not technically an unaliving, but Giro punching a hole through Yamcha was pretty fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, Chris Hero versus Jushin Liger. Yeah, baby.
Ooh.
Anyway, yeah.
This is
What's up,
creepy.
Luke?
I am in your high school bedroom at 3 a.m.
That's crazy.
Hold on.
Yeah, Chris is good.
I don't know. You're a creepy bastard.
You know, those crows make me think of the first Resident Evil game when you make the crow noises.
Lord,
See, that wasn't
have
too
mercy.
nerdy for you. You knew what that was.
Yeah, I knew what that was.
I want
you
to
know.
play. I want to play Resident Evil.
There's
No,
about
no.
700 Resident Evil games.
Right.
I want to
You know
play the
who-
first one.
You know who loves Resident Evil, but is too much of a coward to play a bunch of them? That's our mutual friend and ours, William Blackwell. He tells me that he's really scared of Mr. X.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't think he's watching right now, but let's just rub that in his face next time we see him.
Fusion Lager's what made me a fan of Resident Evil as a kid. I thought he was an Ultraman character.
He might as well have been, considering the amount of overlap there is in anime and wrestling.
Oh wow!
That sucks.
But he's gonna use it to his advantage. So, hi, Erica. Miss Erica is on
Hi,
this.
Erica.
So everybody, watch your language.
She finally
She's nice.
at the last show I was at, she paid me with a envelope that just had dollar signs written on it, as I requested.
Oh, she shot.
Oh, in the game, yeah.
She shot him.
We have to specify
game.
in the game. In the game.
Why would you shoot your husband?
In the game.
Oh,
In the game. Specify. I don't need
Gary,
just for that. Just for that.
Yeah, I can't watch. Okay. Gary, if we play Resident Evil, I wouldn't shoot you.
Oh yeah.
I would shoot myself before I shoot you.
Dude, watch your word. I do not need to get banned from Facebook.
My bad.
We just
Butthole. Oh,
No more-
Lord have mercy. This just went off the rails. Yeah, in the game. She
Okay.
specified. In
No.
the game. Oh, no. I got to take that away because she has a picture with her and Antonio's in it. And I don't need copyright strikes on ugly.
Oh, this would be a good match. Ricky Steamboat versus Dean Malenko. I'd watch
That
the
would
hell
be
out of
killer. That would be killer.
I would pay money to watch that.
Okay, sup with Apex Legends. What is that, nerd boy?
That's
I know you know.
I do know. It's like one of those free to play shooters. It wasn't for me. I don't know if it's like a hero shooter like Overwatch, or if it was a like a deathmatch thing like
Like Call of Duty has and whatnot.
Fortnite, yeah, or Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone. The thing is, I did play Warzone for a hot second, but I'm not very good at online games because you get on there and like unless you're on there day one, everyone's already better than you. They call you mean words.
I could be on there for about a year before everybody else, and they'd still be better than me.
Oh.
You immediately won my wife and I over when we first saw you. I mean, you're sick. Fantastic. I'm glad somebody knows what that is. I've had so many people ask me why Dwight Yoakam was on my back. So I'm so glad.
I knew what that was.
I'm so glad. I had a couple the Hustlers were at Hoxie this weekend, and Lamont come in, and that was the first thing because I had my shirt off. I was getting ready, and he was like, I don't remember who he said it was, but he said some random off the wall name on it. I'm like, dude, that's the tall man from Phantasm. How do you not know the tall man? He's like, man, I don't watch that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna go into a stereotypical comment on that. Bernie Sanders.
That's good, Bruce.
Bruce,
So the tall man.
you're banned. Banhammer.
The tall man is if Bernie Sanders and Slender Man fuse together. That's what
They
you
had
get.
a retarded butt baby. Oh Lord, have mercy. Good Lord.
If you know, you know. But Tier, what about this redo of Healer? I don't know what that is. Anyway,
Dude, I think I just had a stroke reading that.
no, I don't know. Cedric, I play games that are fun. That was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Phantasm has everything I need in a classic horror. Dune references, cemetery boning, and Angus Scrim. There is lots of cemetery boning in the first thing. But doesn't that
until you get past like the second one, because there's 5 of those movies. I think there's only 5. I have a 5 DVD set of them. Once you get past like the first 2, then they kind of go off into low budget bull, especially the last one. The last one
Dude,
is I have it, but it's still, I cannot make myself watch the entire thing.
that happened to the
just
Hellraiser
can't.
films too?
No, I
Like,
can't say that. I've watched every single one of those, even the garbage ones, which are like majority of them from. Well, a lot of people give Hellraiser 3 a bad rap. I actually kind of enjoyed that one. I guess it's more of a nostalgia thing. 'Cause I remember watching it when I was younger, but like after 3, it just now like the new one. I really enjoyed. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I enjoyed it.
I still need to see that because I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, and I will agree, Jake, that it is gross, but I mean that's kind of the gist of it.
I don't mind like there are a few things that can turn me off of horror movies, and it's not like in a way that I would tell other people like, oh, you shouldn't like this. It's just that something will happen and it's just not for me. But for the most part, I'm pretty open on horror movies. Like I can see the knock against Hellraiser 3 because
it was kind of cheesy in times, yeah. But like Lucas just said, the CD.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
the
fun
camera
is a
guy.
perfect way to put it. The criticism that I feel is valid about it, again, I enjoy Hellraiser 3, is that it kind of changed. People call him Pinhead. He's technically like the Hell Priest or something like that.
Yeah.
In the first 2 movies, he's not. In the third one, he's kind of more of a straightforward villain.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first 2 movies, he was almost like just a force, and
right.
He was the consequences of your actions rather than going out.
In the first one, he really wasn't even the focal point until towards the end. Horror cinephile.
Dude,
here's my new gimmick. Yeah.
We could do me and David could do entire podcasts just about horror movies. We both are big horror movie fans.
If I had a good memory.
I'm up in the air, Cedric, on that one. I'm not gonna say anything about.
We ain't even talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's slasher, not straight up horror.
Yeah, a lot of the
you never seen.
With the exception of Scream, I'm not big into the mid to late 90s slashers like that Valentine or Bloody Valentine, Urban Legend.
Like that.
A lot of those I missed out on.
Yeah. Erica says she's never seen Hellraiser.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and no Chucky. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Chucky at all.
I love Chucky. That's
Chucky
one of my
is
favorites.
Garbage.
It's so
garbage.
I will watch it any day. I will watch it all week.
I kind of fall somewhere in between the 2 massively differing opinions here. The funny thing is, if you take Chucky 1 through 3 is completely different than Chucky. I think Bride of Chucky,
Bride, Son, Seed, whatever, and all those were just trash.
Because those movies begin to embrace how ridiculous. I mean, all the movies are tongue in cheek. Like none of them take themselves that seriously.
KT, we still haven't watched that yet.
Yeah,
Scream 6. I need to get. That's what I'm behind on. I haven't seen Scream 5 yet either.
Oh, it was good.
Evil Dead Rise. Have you guys gotten a chance to see that?
No, we have not yet. I want to because that genuinely looks like just the previews creep me out.
That
Yeah.
should be streaming soon. It's been
Yeah,
out of
just had
theaters
to
for a
watch
bit.
it.
I think it's like
I
Oh,
tell you
yeah,
though,
True
like
Jake.
talking about like the original Hellraiser, the original Freddy Krueger was 10 times scarier than any of the sequels to it because
Yeah.
it was more of a dread to it, you know, with because you didn't really see as much of Freddy, you know, it was more of the like it was before he became became the
Like a
I just
caricature.
yeah, with the joking and stuff, which I
Mhm.
really enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed, but yeah,
That's why I think a really underrated horror movie is New Nightmare. New Nightmare
more the
was
meta horror.
exact. In fact, because that movie was all like the first Scream was directed by Wes Craven. That movie is the blueprint for Scream because Scream is a meta horror movie. It's a horror
And
movie
guys, y'all are
about horror
popping
movie.
in the comments. I'm
What's
having a
up,
hard time
buddy?
keeping up with it. Let's see. Erica loved Annabelle. They were on their
Awesome.
first date. Not. It's not a horrible movie. I really wasn't a huge fan of it, but Evil Dead Rise is amazing. Have you guys seen All Jacked Up and Full of Worms?
I've heard
What?
about that. I need to see that. That's been popping up on some of the spheres I go into.
Huh. Evil
I
Dead
re-
Rise is dope.
Lucas, I really want to see the new Boogeyman movie. I know you're talking
Bruce
about.
said the 2010 remake was better.
Oh.
I think Nightmare on
From
Elm
that
Street. I
Freddy
think it's what he's talking
Krueger.
about. Yeah.
Now, like I appreciated it for what it was. Personally, I don't think it was better. If you take it out of like the time frame context, you know, with what they could do with practical effects and stuff like that. I enjoyed 2010 remake. Like a lot of people didn't because it wasn't Robert England, but personally, I enjoyed it.
There's this thing you're always going to get pushback when you change something.
Yeah,
Like a horror movie I really like is Halloween 3. And that movie did terribly when it came out because it went to the premise
that's
that John
that's the
that's the one
season
that
of the
doesn't
witch.
have it went back to the premise that John Carpenter originally intended for the Halloween movies was
Yeah, it was supposed to
anthology,
be
a different
anthology.
story. But unfortunately, he kind of got his hand forced, and he had to make a sequel to the first Halloween with Michael Myers. So by the time he did the third movie, and it didn't have Michael Myers in it, this is already at the point where uh, there were sequels to horror movies all the time, and so that was the expectation. But
Yeah.
instead, we got a movie about a evil corporation that wanted to turn kids' heads into bugs, and
Also, the Greasy Stranger.
Strangler. Is it Stranger or Strangler?
It says
Stranger. Okay.
Stranger.
Chris,
I think that's
I love Jaws.
that's supposed to be like a callback to stuff like Maniac. I think like the kind of like low budget, really kind of scummy slasher movies of the 80s. Like, and scummy, and I say in a good way. But like, yeah, if you have ever seen Maniac, I think if it's what I'm thinking of, I think it's supposed to be kind of like Maniac.
Slumber Party Massacre. Oh, Bruce, I thought the
Yeah.
originals were more comedy. After the first one, the first one I thought was more like actual genuine creepiness. You know, Jack Earl, Great Freddy. I just didn't like the CGI face. I can see that definitely. How do you guys feel about Jaws? I really don't give two shits about it.
I like it.
Good God, y'all people! I can't keep up with the comments.
Look at the engagement. We're
Halloween
content
3
creators.
is freaking amazing.
Yeah. I like it.
Aaron said that. Went
Clockwork
back up.
Orange.
Wow.
That's a tough watch.
Terrifier is gross.
For me, that's kind of a tough watch for certain scenes, but like Clockwork Orange is a
I've
masterpiece.
never actually watched that. I need to watch that. Terrifier, just full blown grossness. See No Evil. I actually enjoyed that.
I will
Wait,
say
does
for
Birds
Terrifier,
count?
yeah, Birds is horror.
Yeah,
Bird,
definitely.
yeah.
It's Hitchcock. Of course it is.
Yeah, horror covers a wide scape. Like there's a lot of different facets of horror.
Watched Subspecies last night. Man, I ain't seen that Subspecies. I hadn't seen that in years.
What's I'm thinking of Species, the
God.
movie where the
No,
hot chick
Subspecies
alien.
had the little bitty monsters. It's
Okay.
Full Moon Productions, I believe. Like
Yeah.
same guys that made Demonic Toys and Puppet Master.
Yeah, Puppet Master.
I've got the entire set of that.
We haven't seen Terrified 2 yet. I'm gonna get a
Dude.
bucket.
Yeah.
Terrified 2 is that
There's
movie's wacky.
Deliverance.
Oh.
The
The
Witch.
Witch.
I haven't
So
watched that.
That's a divisive horror movie.
I've heard that's a super slow burn.
Yes. I don't know because you didn't like Hereditary. I don't know if you'd like Witch, honestly.
No,
one of
see, here's the thing: is Hereditary
Yes.
didn't bother me because of the slow burn. I don't know. It just something about it just didn't click with me. Like
Okay.
I like slow burn stuff, as long as it to me as long as it goes into Cedric. Shut up. We talk about what we want to talk about.
Yeah, this show is not just about wrestling, my man.
Yeah,
we
this
talk
is
about
not
whatever.
like the only reason there's so much wrestling involved is because we
'Cause we're
all deal
wrestlers.
with wrestling.
Oh, I like Pitch Black.
Pitch Black, yeah, I enjoyed that series. Good God, people!
Yeah, you talk about
Art the Clown. What is
No,
Art the
If
Clown?
that's Terrifier. That's what I was going to say
Terrifier.
about
Oh.
Terrifier.
Art the
was
Clown
as-
is genuinely creepy as hell.
One of the best new horror movie antagonists. Like it's hard to make an iconic new villain these days because so many things have been done already. But that's one that I think has broken through. Art the Clown. That is
Yeah.
as an excellent performance.
Well, like if you look like him and like Pennywise, Skarsgård doing Pennywise, like a lot of people were on the fence on whether or not that was going to be. I thought honestly the new It was genuinely better than the original. Now the original is one of my all-time favorites, but it was a made-for-TV movie.
Buddy,
so it's a little bit different genre.
Buddy just said that we need to make a horror movie, but my friend David has made some horror films, haven't you, David?
I have no idea what you're talking about. And some of the most horrible garbage I've ever done in my life. And they will never see the light of day. They will never see the light of day.
That was good, KT. Oh,
I could put, the funny thing is I forgot about that until Buddy said that, and I was like,
no, that shit will never that will never see the light of day because it was KT, shut up. I don't need that. I don't need the paranormal is everywhere. Yes, it is, but not in this deal.
From Dusk Till Dawn's awesome though.
Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn. It starts off as a regular action movie and then turns into a vampire off the wall with the pecker gun. I mean, man, this has been an interesting episode.
How often do you hear the term pecker gun, guys? Seriously.
But no, buddy, dude, we need to get KT knows what he's doing as well. And we need to do something. I would definitely be. I don't think that's a horror movie. That dude, don't even read it. Don't even read it out loud. Right. That's probably horrible to some people. Let's keep it clean, though, man. Let's keep it somewhat clean. I know.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. I have not watched that. That's the one that it was wasn't it is that the one I'm thinking of? It was actually in a fake preview that they made into a movie.
It may have started out that way. It's
one of the Grindhouse movies.
No, it wasn't in that. That was the Eli Roth thing. This is a bad stuffed turkey, fake turkey, killing people around Thanksgiving. It's really it's like an intentionally bad movie.
There's so many bad horror movies that I just got to watch.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's still around my house. I have a movie. I watched it once with my friend Aaron. It is called I'm going to say the title once. Ant Farm Dickhole. That is the name of the movie.
What?
It's a real movie I'm gonna have to see if I still have the DVD lying around somewhere.
Oh, Gingerbread Man. I
no, it
remember
says
that.
Ginger Dead Man.
Oh,
Yeah, that's isn't that voiced by Gary Busey?
yeah.
Hey, do you have any monster visions recorded? Huh? I'm lost on what he's talking about there, and I feel scared to ask what he's talking about.
Machete.
Now, Grime House has some.
Okay, Grindhouse. It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Grime House.
Okay.
That's
Movies
actually
are
being turned
crazy.
into a full fledged movie. Eli
That's
Roth
the one I was
yeah.
think. That's the one I was thinking
I
of.
love
Yeah,
Machete.
yeah. It hasn't been released yet, but that's what's being made. Rubber is the name of the horror movie about the Time
Rubber.
Lords.
Yeah. Which I heard that's actually not bad. You know, it's a completely different thought process to a horror. Yeah.
I was just about to bring up Human
Oh.
Centipede.
Oh.
I was just
Uh,
so okay. So
Joe
everybody,
Montana. Okay.
I think a lot of people have seen the first one. You ain't seen anything yet until you watch that. Honestly, I think we talked about the second Human Centipede on here before. That is one of the most painful viewing experiences I've ever had in my life.
I watched I watched the first one. I could not bring myself to even try to watch the other one.
Oh, that Winnie the Pooh horror movie was terrible.
I want to watch it just to say I watched
really want to
it.
watch it. Yeah.
Uh,
It's on. I forget what streaming is on.
I'm literally not even pulling any of the comments over because they're popping up so fast. I can't keep up.
They know who they are.
Oh, because you're saying I'm little, so I gotta be Leprechaun.
Yeah, I've said that 100 times. You know.
So
I'm
what's
taller
the
than you,
movie-
Fred.
So what's the
People want me
movie?
to be a
So
leprechaun.
what's the movie with the trucks come to light?
Monster trucks? That's a Disney.
No,
film.
no.
Oh,
With the big green.
yeah.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
That movie does not get the love it deserves. I remember watching that as a kid, and it creeped me the hell out.
That was the only film ever directed by Stephen King.
That he actually hates.
Yeah, he was high as hell on cocaine throughout the entire time. True.
Cocaine shot. That looks bad.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, like we're just digging up the war
one,
movies.
Tusk is the one with Justin Long gets turned into a walrus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that, but I've seen. I don't watch as many movies as I used to. You know.
I had a big kick when I was working my security job. I was trying to catch up on a lot of horror movies. Buddy, I've heard about a Serbian film. I read a synopsis of that film. And I probably won't ever watch it, to be perfectly honest with you. Is
it that bad?
I actually can't describe a lot of it to you.
Gotcha. That bad, huh?
The premise is it's a male porn star who gets roped into a world of things that are really, really, really bad to film. And I think that's the best way to do it.
We'll give it right there.
Yeah.
Misery is more thriller than horror, but it's still considered in the genre of horror. Is like one of the most expansive deals, you know.
Like you can even have romance in horror. Like I saw one. So I remember seeing Crimson Peak. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie. I went in watching it with a female friend of mine, and we thought, hey, we're going to see a good Guillermo del Toro horror movie. It's a gothic romance. It's still horror because there's a scene where a dude gets his head bashed against a sink. You can see his brain. So like it's still got that classic Guillermo del Toro sudden violence in it. But that's a straight up horror romance movie, and there's plenty of those. So you could do anything.
The Dentist, yeah, that's a horror movie for me.
Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah, The Dentist.
Cheese pizza.
You want to dive into that? Wendigo did a disturbing movie. Iceberg video talks about the.
That's a good one. No, yeah, that's something else that somebody pointed out too. There's like a generation of kids that you can't really bother with this stuff because they grew up like at a certain time of the internet.
Faces of Death.
Yeah, Faces of Death. That's an interesting one because So it turns out, like a lot of that stuff ended up being like staged and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and the other half of it's like news reel footage and stuff like that. But yeah, I had a kick where I was trying to watch. I was just trying to like this is like the early 20s. I was like, I'm gonna find like the most extreme horror movies. I'm gonna watch them. That's how I ended up seeing Cannibal Holocaust. I watched that's Human Centipede 2. Here's where I kind of hit my breaking point. I watched a series of movies called the August Underground films. I don't recommend them because it is basically somebody trying to realistically recreate snuff films. What would it look like if a serial killer had home movies of snuff films? It's not. I was really drunk when I watched them. It was just bad. It was just I was like, okay, I think this is where I'm good at. I'm gonna go back to watching horror movies that are at least a little bit of
Have you
fun.
ever you know the guy that plays Merle in The Walking Dead?
Yes,
You
he
know what I'm talking
did.
about?
I know
Have you
exactly
ever
what movie
seen
you're talking about.
the serial killer movie he did where they like he
Yes,
hire yeah, ugh,
that's a movie that's played very straightforward and very realistically. I'm
yeah.
trying to remember.
It almost gives you sympathy for the for the main bad guy in that,
Yeah.
you know.
What's
Uh,
Slaughterhouse?
Slaughterhouse.
oh, that's like a classic '80s like. Oh hell.
I probably
It's
watched
like
it. I just don't remember things. You
it's
know,
like
my
one of those.
brain.
If I'm remembering correctly, it's like you're almost like Jason Voorhees archetype. Like if you've ever seen Hatchet, any of
Oh
the
yeah,
Hatchet
Yeah.
okay.
movies,
Victor
the
Crowley.
killer's kind of
Yeah.
like that. And
Uh
it's just kind of like a pretty
we we've got
splatter.
the on the hatchet. We've got the fourth one.
I haven't seen that one.
Victor Crowd. I have it here at the house, dude. One of these days you need to come over and just look at my collection of retarded movies. 'Cause I've got literally 100 different movies that I probably hadn't even had a chance to watch yet. So like Bong of the Evil Dead or Bong of the Living Dead or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
There's the Evil Bong series. There's like 7 of those things.
Yeah, or Mecha Shark versus Zombie Shark or some crap. There was
Speaking of zombie,
yeah, a bunch of weird ones.
did you ever see Zombie 2? I think that's the one where the zombie farts the shark. And then so there's a scene. This is what makes the movie like legendary because I think it was made in like the late 70s, early 80s. But basically, there's a scene where this chick.
I have to put
what do we
this
call
one
it?
up here.
That's
Three.
funny.
So I heard a story about that movie. If you watch it, if you're able to find the version of that movie, the DVD or Blu-ray that has Arnold Schwarzenegger's commentary, people talk about how great his commentary is because he's just describing what's going on screen. He's not giving you stories or anything. He's just describing the movie to you. And you get to that scene with the lady with the 3 boobs, and it's just Arnold going, and here comes the lady with the 3 boobies. I can't do his voice. That's terrible. But if I listened to it for a minute, I could do it, but that was a really bad one.
You got
Repo the Genetic Opera. I loved that movie. I haven't seen it in ages, but it has the guy from that plays Giles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that dude can sing his ass off. It also has
Really?
Chop Top, who's also not much of a he isn't much of a singer, but
Bath salt zombies.
that one evades me. That one's
Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon, independent horror slasher.
Have you seen that, David?
No, I've never heard of that.
You would love that movie. I'll lend it to you if you actually think you'll watch it. Because I get it. So sometimes like people will lend me movies without asking me if I want them, and then I have to lie about watching them. So like if you want to watch it, I'll lend it to you. I just don't want to like I hate it when people lend me stuff without like, hey man, you have to watch this movie, and they just hand it to me. I'm like, I didn't want to, So,
Abraham Lincoln was good.
The Vampire Hunter.
Dude, Buddy brought up The Sadness. That movie is
I've seen like videos about it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched it though.
It's basically zombies, but they're also horny in a bad way, is the way I'll put it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's something else.
the new remake of Children of the Corn was
Oh,
Yeah.
trash.
oh.
It's weird how they that series has been dead for like 25 years and they still can't figure out how to make a good one.
The Strangers super creeped me out.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. That because that could genuinely happen the way that happened. You know.
That's what I think a lot of people that like have that fear of like home invasion, that movie seriously messes them up because of how
Yeah.
straightforward. Like, yeah, they wear the crazy masks, but outside of that, it's a pretty straightforward like home invasion movie, like of how like
Like people with no conscience, basically.
yeah.
You
It's like if
know?
you ever seen Funny Games.
I know what you're
That's a
talking
rough one
about,
too.
but I can't remember. I think I might have watched
Get
that.
out.
It's like the two white kids and they look like golfers and
Yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
they
I know. I know.
yeah,
can't remember if I've actually watched it. Though.
because
Uh,
they made it's like I can't remember what language the movie was made in or where the movie was really made in, but the remake of it, the American remake of it is like shot for shot. It's like exactly
yeah,
the same thing.
yeah.
Only it's got Mr. Orange in it from Reservoir Dogs. I love Reservoir Dogs, by the way. It's probably one of my favorite movies.
Get Out scared me. It Follows was great. Yes, Tyler. Oh, wait, that's something else.
Is there
A
a
Knock
bad
at
way
the
to be?
Cabin wasn't a horror flick in my eyes, but it was. Well, and again, A Knock at the Cabin kind of lies out in that outer genre of horror. More of it is considered horror, but it is more of the outlying
It's like
genre.
a thriller. It like tiptoes
Yeah,
on
yeah,
being a
yeah.
horror, but it's like a thriller.
More suspense than anything. I personally enjoyed the movie. I thought Batista did phenomenal in
That's
that.
that's my main takeaway from it. I wasn't as blown away by the movie, but Batista continues to prove that he's everybody keeps talking about best wrestler turned actor. The dude's just a damn good actor now. I don't think there needs to be any qualifiers.
The
Like he's
Mist
just
was good.
really good.
Yeah, The Mist.
Yeah.
The Mist
You
has
talk
the
about a
most
bummer of an ending.
gut wrenching finish.
Yeah.
The most gut wrenching ending to any movie. Oh my god.
The only other thing I could compare it to is the if you ever seen the movie Would You Rather. That movie has just a bleak ass ending to it. It's really just like, how upset can we make you by the end of this film without being like being explicit or anything?
Oh Lord
But
have mercy.
it's got
That-
the dude from Reanimator in it. I
That
love
lady,
guy.
I hated her in the Mist.
Now all of a
Oh,
sudden it's popped off to Fat Albert, Django Unchained, Pulp Fiction, Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, that's because I brought up Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh.
I tell you though, I don't dig his later work nearly as much as his earlier stuff. Like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown. I even really like Kill Bill, both of the Kill Bills.
Yeah.
Past that, I really, really didn't like Death Proof. And
I watched part of that. I didn't get to ever finish it. But that's
It's-
the one with Kurt Russell in the car.
Yeah. he kills people by crashing his car while he's driving because he's got like a driver's seat that makes him unkillable. And there's like a 25
Is that the
minute,
one where Rose McGowan's got the gun leg?
Yeah.
No, so that's Planet Terror. Those
That
movies
goes
were
along
released.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were released. That was what was called Grindhouse because it was supposed to
Yeah,
harken
yeah,
back
yeah.
to 70. So it was a double feature. So if you saw the movies as they intended, both of them as a double feature, that's where you saw the extra trailers for fake movies with like Nick Cage playing like Fu Manchu and Werewolf Women of the SS and whatnot.
Nick Cage, good lord.
Hard Candy. Yeah.
Hard
I
Candy
remember
is
that.
nuts.
Yeah, it is.
That was Elliot Page
Yeah.
back in the day selling to a man that she cut his nuts off. That was fun. So the premise of the movie is I don't know how old she's supposed to be, like 14, 15-year-old girl captures who she believes a guy to be a predator. And I think the movie kind of plays with it, like it's left kind of ambiguous as to whether he really is or not. But she kind of has him at her mercy. Now things happen, and there's other things. The movie takes its twists and its turns, but that's kind of the premise of the movie. It's an interesting watch. It's a weird movie to go and see on a date, though.
Right. Aaron said he really likes the two Wes Craven remakes, Hills Have Eyes and The Last House.
Yeah.
Last House on the
Oh
left
my God.
has a very specific scene in there
Yeah.
that is very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
That's
the stuff that I have trouble with in a lot of horror movies.
Well, it's like I Spit on Your Grave.
Yep.
Like I guess it would be the newer versions of them. I think they remade them. But
yeah, they did. They
like,
remade that movie.
Man, just some of that stuff, man, just genuinely makes me uncomfortable. And I can deal with a lot of messed up things, but
that's the thing. Like one of my absolute favorite horror movies is The Devil's Rejects. But there is a scene in that's really rough to get through.
Yeah.
There's several scenes in all of those movies.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched the third one.
You really aren't missing much. Like
No,
I'm
going to watch it just
Yeah.
so I can say I've watched it.
I like Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer?
The Saw movies.
Yeah.
Those can be uncomfortable as well. Just the traps and all. Thinking about what you would do in that situation.
Yeah, that's the genius of those movies before it kind of turned. And I don't say this as like a greatly as a pejorative of the series. It's actually kind of a good thing. But those movies turn into horror soap operas by 4 and on.
Yeah.
Where
I own all
good.
of them, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I like them.
Even the weird one that has Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson in it. For some
I don't
reason.
own that one, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. Devil's Rejects ending sequence with Freeberg is epic. Yeah. Aaron said he liked 3 from Hell.
Yeah.
My
English teacher
made what?
What was the reasoning behind that?
House of a Thousand Corpses.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, I love that movie.
My wife studied Baby in those movies to help work with her character.
So one of my absolute favorites that we haven't brought up yet, The Thing. I could watch The Thing.
Now, are you talking about the Kurt Russell?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, because I know it's technically a remake, but yeah, the Kurt Russell one in the early 80s.
Well, and the ending of it left it open to.
And you know how hard they had to fight to keep that ending,
right?
Because people genuinely studios argue that people want a definitive ending in their movies. They don't want
and it was also it bombed when it first came out, but it became a cult classic. Kind of like what Cedric just pulled up, 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't give 2 shits about nothing. That is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love that movie.
I like that movie, and I think from the same studio that made the House on the Haunted Hill remake that I really like. I think that's a very underrated movie.
Captain Spaulding is one of the greatest characters. Yeah, I agree. I love him.
Honestly, the 3 main characters from that series, Baby, Spaulding, and Otis, I think all of them are great characters.
Wade, we had a substitute make us watch Passion of the Christ on bootleg in high school. How you going to bootleg something about Jesus?
That's great, Wade.
And a lot of people actually borderline consider that almost borderline horror with the.
It's gorier and bloodier than
I've never
a lot of horror movies.
So
I
heard it was pretty rough.
I had a really religious grandma, and she made me watch it one day. And the funny thing is, I saw that movie, and then I went home and I saw the South Park episode about Passion of the Christ. So
Tyler said a lot of his clown makeup is inspired by Captain Spaulding.
I could see that.
That's good, man. That's good. I mean, but make sure though with that though you take from him, but you make it your own. That's the main thing. That you tell anybody to do.
At least he said that, and not John Wayne Gacy.
Oh.
That is a
Uh,
crazy thing because like I don't know like with him, you know why he got caught, right?
uh, I try to
Arrogance,
remember. Yeah,
arrogance.
he kept
He
inviting people
invited
into his home.
he invited he invited the police chief over for dinner, and the police chief could smell the bodies under his house.
Yep.
Tyler, please watch your language. Uh, I appreciate it. I try not to. I'll drop an ass and a shit here and there, but I try to alleviate the f bombs. Just mainly because if somebody comes along that don't like, I just respect the people that don't use language like that. You know, just being nice.
You
You
say
don't like
frick,
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Cairo Caribbean.
I really don't care either way.
Jack, I'm gonna say his last name wrong. Jack
Like I
Spartan
watched them. No,
is
no, no,
great.
no big deal, Tyler. Not a big deal. No, I've watched them, and I can say I enjoyed watching what I watched and all like that. But it's not something I'd really go back on. You know.
Well, we
What's going
managed to
on in the
rant about
background
movies for about
now?
an hour now.
Right. What's going
No,
on now?
I think it ran out. I think it's at back at the menu.
Oh.
All right, but don't worry because I just rolled AR Fox versus David Flair. So there's that.
Oh,
There's that match.
that's 10 ways of garbage. You seen that clip that's been going around recently of David Flair selling for El Dandy? He
Yes.
disparaged the name of El Dandy. Hold on.
Don't worry. The next one was Evil Uno versus Brock Lesnar. So you know what though? I think Evil Uno versus Brock Lesnar would be a hell of a babyface showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah,
KT.
Aaron, I knew that they were the Married with Children bunnies were named after King Kong Bunny. He was actually on there a few times. Nick Cage got
Lovely.
Renfield. Yeah, I heard that
Dude,
Renfield.
So
it's on one of the streaming services.
two things about Nick Cage that are interesting to me. One, if you're a Dead by Daylight fan, they're adding him to Dead by Daylight. Just Nick Cage. He's not a killer. That was everybody's assumption, but he's going to be a survivor, not a killer.
Oh, okay. I know what game you're talking about now.
And so if anybody's a fan of his work, look up the trailer for Sympathy for the Devil. It looks like the premise is like he just kind of like takes a guy hostage who's about to go to the hospital to see his pregnant wife. He just takes a guy hostage, and it just leads to like this big crazy night. It kind of reminds me of the Hitcher in some of the bit I've seen from the trailer, but it is like full blown crazy Nick Cage in like a fun, entertaining way. The trailer made it look pretty exciting, so I'm looking forward to that. If anybody is interested, do you all know what's going on with Ted DiBiase Jr.? Yeah, he's probably going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, their whole family allegedly, I'm going to pepper that in, allegedly stole welfare funds from Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's a thing.
Looking at the time, it
Let's
is
end on that
almost
note.
10 o'clock.
Willy Wonka was
Eh.
good. Go ahead. I just had to get that one out.
Willy's Wonderland, not Willy
Wonderland.
Wonka. you dummy.
Willy Wonky's Wonder Willy.
But yeah, I think we're about to have to cut this short because I am getting tired.
I'm
So
unbuttoning my shirt.
so I appreciate everybody watching tonight.
It was
the
awesome.
massive amount of comments. It has been a lot of interaction. Made it a lot of fun tonight. Next Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Cryptids and Creepy
Cryptids.
Stuff will be airing for the first time. Myself and Bruce. We're gonna the first episode. Hold on, I got this little thing here.
Yeah, you got something to play?
No. I got a little
You too,
thing
Jay.
here. Right here, Cryptids and Creepy Stuff. Next Wednesday will be on at 8:00 roughly.
Is this live or is this will have been recorded sort of deal?
We're gonna go ahead and do it live.
Okay.
And just so we can get some interaction and stuff and all like that. But our first episode is going to be about Newport's own White River Monster. Dates back quite a bit of time, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. But But yeah, next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. All the normal stuff. Where you can find us at. And then next Thursday, SDU will be back on. I believe we may have a special guest in the house next week. I will confirm that this weekend and let y'all know. Because I do like to bring wrestlers on here and there to do little like interview type segments and whatnot. So
Yes, but you're if you come on the show, you're not allowed to fantasy book. We will throw you off immediately.
Cedric say, put your shirt back on, or he taking his off.
Now I'm taking more clothes off, Cedric. Thank you.
oh
You know
Lord
what's-
have mercy.
You know how many times I've done this show with pants on?
About as many times as Sleazy.
Hi-oh! I love Sleazy.
All right, everybody. Love y'all guys. Have a good night.
Peace.